Alright, I hope you guys are refreshed after that short break because we have another exciting session on the cards. This session is on Agile Architecture Beyond Manifestos, conducted by Mr. Hasith, Technology Manager at 99x Technology. A brief introduction on Hasith. He actually didn't give me much to work on, so what I did was I visited his personal blog and got some details about it. So I'm going to read the first paragraph of the introduction is from that blog of it. This is how it goes. I spend most of my time being a loving father, passionate developer, and an occasional writer. I work for 99x Technology, an outstanding company located in the fabulous island of Sri Lanka. Hasith is a technology manager of 99x Technology and has a decade of experience in the IT industry. He is the author of Boilerplate JS and also a certified Scrum Master. So Hasith, the stage is all yours.
I thought it will be pretty silly of me if I ask for a show of hands of Agile practitioners here. Because who is not doing Agile today? You ask from somebody what is the process you follow and they will say, we do Agile. In fact, in the morning I asked the same question from some of the audience I met. And unsurprisingly, almost everybody was doing Agile, right? Then I asked this question, you say you do Agile. How do you say you do Agile? Why do you say you do Agile? And then, the answers came like, well, we do these sprints, we have backlog grooming, we do daily stand-up meetings as well. I was not that convinced. But one guy said, we do Agile because we respond to changes. And in fact, that was a good answer. But then I asked a question again from him. I asked, okay, it's very nice that you respond to changes. But how often do you release to your customer? How often do you release to your production? And he said that, well, we do this 2 weeks sprints, and we have this yearly planned release cycle. Now, a question to you. If you can respond to changes, if you're actually working in 2 weeks iterations, why your customer has to wait for 1 whole year for him to get the value out of it? Doing Agile is a mislead goal. What's more important is we deliver frequent value to our end customers. I will repeat it again. What is important is not doing Agile. It's being Agile. Being Agile so that we can frequently deliver value to our customers. Now, what's the difference between doing Agile and being Agile? Somebody asked. For you to actually understand and answer this particular question, we better go back to the year 2001 when the Agile manifesto was formed. It's important that we understand what sort of environment was there when the Agile manifesto was formed. I am sure you know this, right? This is 4 values of Agile. But back in the year 2001, if you remember, I'm a bit old, right? I can remember. The whole software industry was actually driven by the tool merchants. We had this big rational tool. We had this enterprise architecture. You can do all this UML diagrams upfront. And we had this side-based power designer. What they all did was, they led you to the documentation upfront. This big architecture, the B areas. They come to the stage in the first start of a project, and they do complete documentation before you push it to that corner where these guys called developers were working. In fact, we actually generated a whole bunch of code, right, out of the designs we made for next 2 years. And those didn't make any sense as a development. If you remember the way we price, right, projects, they are all priced, fixed price, right? The architect will do the estimation and will come and say, Mr. Customer, this project looks very good. And it will in fact pay $10,539. And the pricing was on those 39 hours, $10,539. And we all know what was the deal, right? And when you actually price your project fixed, and then there's no space for changes, and those changes means money, cost, it costs. So there were no changes at all. So what the project manager did, he had this beautiful tool called MS Project, if you remember it. And they did detailed plans, right, and task allocation, the dependencies between the tasks. You look at this right here and there. The problem at that time was to save the world from this chaos, save the world from these tool merchants. And Agile manifesto actually did quite well there. But now the problem I see in the industry is this. We read the words in the manifesto. We look at the value. We take the first one, okay, individuals and interactions or processes and tools. Maybe I don't need task management tools. I don't need a task management tool. I will do Agile. And let's take these developers and PAs to interact more and more without having any tool. So this is the wrong way of doing Agile. So for you to understand what's the difference between doing Agile and being Agile, it's important that we understand why these 17 geeks, including Martin Fowler, Ken Beck, and Uncle Bob, they came out with this particular document. In fact, the words in the document came later. First, they discussed how we do software development in a better way. And once they're done with the wording, they said, wording came later, right? Once they're done with the wording, they said, maybe we should name it. One guy said, let's call it a light. And somebody said, no, maybe we call it the adaptive words. And someone else said, why don't we call it Agile? And everyone said, oh, that's a cool name, Agile, let's call it Agile. So looking at the dictionary meanings of this word really doesn't work. So what is important is being Agile, rather than doing Agile, and deliver value continuously to our users. Who knows about the 12 principles behind Agile manifesto? We all know about 4 values behind Agile manifesto. Nobody knows about 12 principles? Okay, speakers, please. Okay. The principles, actually, they really tells you, if you read the principles, what are the principles behind the whole concept of Agile. And this is in fact the first principle. It says our highest priority is to satisfy the customer to early and continuous delivery of valuable software. Continuous delivery. In fact, this is the first principle, and the responsibility to change came later, which is the buzzword at the moment. But not the word continuous delivery. That is, you need to deliver continuously value to the user without waiting for one whole year to provide the feature which user has requested. When Flickr was bought by Yahoo in year 2005, you know Flickr, right? And you know Yahoo. The Flickr was deploying on average 10 times a day. And when Yahoo bought Flickr, they thought, oh my god, these guys are crazy, immature developers. How can you go and deploy 10 times a day to production, right? We have our Yahoo processors, let's get them under Yahoo umbrella. And one wise executive in Yahoo said, maybe we should give them 2 months. Let's give them 2 months. Let's see what they're doing. And in fact they did. And at the end of the 2 months, that executive tool, Flickr, has a higher uptime compared to any of the other Yahoo services. And Yahoo was convinced that is the way to go. If you look at Amazon, a beautiful website with so much of value. If you look at Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, they all deploy multiple times a day into production. And here in Sri Lanka, we do yearly releases. So think about it. Now, what do you really mean by continuous delivery? It is all about shortening the value delivery cycle. You shorten the value delivery cycle. For example, from 2 months to even days, right? We will talk about this, right? I know you think I'm busy. But please avoid until we finish the presentation. And also one thing is we are so familiar about continuous integration. So I would say continuous integration is not continuous delivery. Those are two different things. Continuous delivery is, maybe you might not actually release every day, but continuous delivery is your ability to deliver on demand. When customer says, I need a release now, you should be able to ship your finalized functionality then and there. So that is the ability to deliver on demand. Okay, now you should be thinking, right? This guy is really great, right? He hasn't done any software development before, right? We know the reality in our ground, right? This cannot be done. The first thing people come up and say, it's so risky, and we do. We can't even do 1 day, 6 months releases. How can we do delivery daily? In fact, it's a very interesting proposition, because if you think what is really risky, is to go continuously developing something without putting that into practice for a whole year. You develop something for a whole year, and at the end of the year, you think, okay, maybe our users will accept this, or maybe our development, the deployment environment can actually take the changes we have done to a whole year. That is more risky. Think, for example, let's say we are ITs, right? Anybody who doesn't know how to swim? I don't know. The first thing, if you want to learn how to swim, what do you do? First thing I do is go to YouTube, right? You go to YouTube and search how to swim, right? Then you get these swimming lessons, right? And then I go home and practice swimming, the correct holding hand and all the rhythm, etc. I practice it at home. And after 6 months, I go and jump into the deep end of the swimming pool. So I should be lucky to have somebody to save. So we don't take risks like that right in our real life, but we do take risks like that in our software. Competition. If you release daily, your competition is irrelevant, right? Because they might still be in 6 month cycles. But you release daily, the features, the right features, what is required by the user, because you get immediate feedback the moment it goes to the user. I know you will say, we get immediate feedback after 2 weeks because of product owner actually use some feedback, right? But product owner is very, very often used. And the users do not know what they need. They only get to know what they need when they see something. And if users do not know what they need, how can your product know? So this is the challenge we have. The third one is cost, right? People will say, okay, the cost is so high, I can't deliver every day. But if you really look at the way we do software engineering, we do it like this, right? It actually reminds me of Windows 98 progress bar. If you remember it, Windows 98 progress bar, it goes to 80% like this and stops at 80% for 2 more hours. And we do software development just like that, right? The dev complete is like this, right? It goes there, and for you to get it into production, it takes under 6 months. So with continuous delivery, we try to cut off this cost factor. We'll see how we do it. And now I know again, right? You might say, okay, is this real? And it's really happened, right? You can go to this website. It's a cool website called Indeed.com. You can go to this website. It actually gives you the job trends, the latest job trends. And if you look at the top 10 job trends, there's a tool called Kanban. It had been there for a year. At top 10 demand as a skill. And this tool is used to make the continuous delivery possible, to make your production environment and deployment, development environment managed. We call it configuration management. So you can see the demand is higher. If you're not convinced yet, you can go and search for DevOps. I know there will be a nice session from him about DevOps after me. So stay tuned. DevOps are people who can do development plus production, continuous delivery. So that's a skill. He will talk more about it. And the demand is higher. When I actually showed this to one of my colleagues, he said, wow, wait, our industry is growing rapidly, right? That is why all these demands are like this. So it's nothing that people are getting into the delivery. This is because the industry is actually growing. And you will see, look at the C++, this is the demand, But maybe somebody said, okay, C++ is also idle Java, it's an object-oriented language. And Java demand is like that, right? And then you might say, okay, Java, the sun was bought by all the Javis type. I'm into Microsoft, I know Microsoft is going to save me the .NET guy. So when other demands are like this, you can see the world is moving towards continuous delivery. So if you are not convinced still that we should focus on building a continuous delivery in our software,